travelers no longer known to us found 7 little springs of fresh water bubbling from a hillside and realized the importance of the life giving substance drawn from the water and decided to make it their home. Now, 200 or so years later, there's little to reflect that they were ever there. But trust me, trust history in showing us that there was a lot of living that took place in Little Springs, Mississippi, where once there was a thriving community. Now we find next to nothing to mark its passing. This should teach us to look deeper than what we see on the surface. At one time, Little Springs had a school and churches and a store and a cotton gin and other businesses that were the hub of a community of people who loved their little village and loved each other and loved the Lord. They were truly pioneers in spirit and in action. They were hardworking. They were about getting the right things, the best things for their children. They saw their little village progress far past other places of much greater population in terms of what they were able to provide for them in their little town, so to speak, Little Springs in Franklin County, Mississippi. My own family, the Franklin County branch, if you will, of the McGeehees, centered their early entrance and their growth in Little Springs, as did many other families. And we'll look at some of those families as we move along in this look at this wonderful little community. I much regret that I no longer have a Dun and Bradstreet entry that I had many years ago regarding Little Springs, and I can only try to recall some of what I saw, but it listed at least a page of local businesses and establishments and things that were going on that made it an attractive place. If ever there was an indication of what it cost to the outlying areas when consolidation of schools, then Little Springs is a picture of that. Because the school, because of the love for the children and the desire for the children to do well, and they did very well, was the motivation. When the school was taken away, then the community slowly passed away with it. Maybe that's a good thing. It doesn't really look so much so to me like it is, but it is the way of the world, and it is the reality of the history of this little community, and truthfully, most little communities of like background and substance that I'm aware of, some larger than this, some smaller, died a painful and fairly quick death when the school departed. We want to dig in and see all of the joys they had and all that the people put in, these good Franklin County people, to making their community, Little Springs, a place that anybody would want to call home. To borrow from Lincoln County, a home seeker's paradise, so to speak, in a different way than most people think of today. So look forward to the next installment on Little Springs, Franklin County, Mississippi.